So back in the day, I rejected a $250,000 dream job as a dentist so I can go back to uni and be a broke medical student. I'm Oliver, and I'm currently a maxillofacial surgical trainee, and this is my partner.
I'm Cece. I'm in my second year of training to be an internal medicine physician.
And when I look back at my transition from dentistry to medicine, I have zero regrets. And the three reasons is one, because of the community that you have. Secondly, the endless learning opportunity. And thirdly, money. And we'll get to that because I think that's a really important point.
So, community, the people. Medicine is all about people. Not only are you constantly talking with patients, but you're actually talking pretty much every second of your job because you're learning from your seniors, you're teaching your juniors, you're talking to like the physios and the OTs about how your patient's doing, you're calling patients' GPs in the community, and you're talking to other in hospital specialists to get the best plan and the best care for your patient. It's honestly so social that when I come home from work, sometimes my social battery is out and I don't really want to talk to anyone other than Oliver. Just want to go to the gym, make some content, and eat some good food.
Yeah, and I think that's like if you're that type of person, sometimes going into dentistry might be the way because when you're a dentist, you only work with your dental assistant and you have your patient who actually can't even talk back because their mouths are open with your hands inside. So it's kind of like a free therapy session for you and you get to speak to them, but they can't speak back. So a lot of people aren't really speaking while they're working. So it's less of a social job. For me personally, I'm a bit of an extrovert, so I absolutely thrive in having multiple people to work with. And I love bouncing ideas and really sharing that wisdom with people, right?
Yeah.
When you treat a patient, the outcome isn't just your idea, it's a shared responsibility, it's shared wisdom, and the outcome is just a whole lot more bolstered with all the different specialists. So, overall, I really enjoy that part of medicine, which sometimes lacks in dentistry.
I'm only really qualified to talk about what I love about medicine, though I nearly did choose dentistry after first year health science in New Zealand. But ended up going with medicine because of the endless learning opportunities.
That's point two.
So, medicine is just constantly changing. Not only do you need to know everything about the human body, every single system, you also need to keep up with the new research. You need to know what the past evidence is. You need to know what's going on with holistic health because patients come in with that as well. You're kind of expected to know everything, which is a bit unrealistic, but also makes the job pretty cool.
Probably one of the best and most fulfilling parts of our job
Mm,
is being able to fully care about a patient, right?
mm,
As a dentist, a really common thing that patients say is like, oh, I don't have any medical conditions that's relevant to you.
mm,
Whereas as a doctor, they are trying to get extra scripts. They're asking for advice about a lot of different things.
mm.
And being able to provide that really gives me a full level of satisfaction. And a lot of the times when I've had the best fulfillment, the extra mile, like refer to a different specialty that I'm aware of and I've worked under, and I know that they can do that, and a lot of the time, it's impossible to do that as a dentist because you haven't worked in the hospital as much as everyone else. And so that's a tricky situation to be in.
I think what's cool about medicine as well is that it acknowledges the holistic self, that everything within a human is kind of tied together. It's not just, the cardiovascular system and the respiratory system. It's also what about the mental health? What about stress? What about their social circumstances and their family? And because of that, you can provide care that actually changes people's lives. Because when you address just one thing, you kind of can't make a proper difference, in my opinion. It's hard to make a big difference for someone if you're just treating a really isolated little part of their lives.
Cool. And
Mm,
I guess the third one, the reason why you guys came here is money. As I said, I rejected a really high earning dentistry job, which was part private and a little bit of public, that was maybe double the amount that a junior doctor starts off as.
mm,
And to be honest, I have zero regrets about that. My mom absolutely hated me for it, but in the long run, it
mm,
kind of evens out. And so the difference is the journey that you have on the way. Like, what journey do you want in your career? What are the experiences that you look back on your book of life? Like, what are the chapters? Like, were each of the chapters exhilarating? And with regards to medicine and the surgical specialties, we have to do lots of different specialties. You meet lots of different people. You have lots of learning, research opportunities. And I absolutely love that about medicine.
So, one of the reasons I didn't want to choose dentistry is because it's fully private, essentially, in New Zealand. Whereas medicine, luckily, is mostly a public system. So, patients don't have to pay for your care. And it makes it feel much more equitable and fair when you're treating people. It completely changes the relationship when someone is paying for your treatment. You're more likely to give them things that they don't need because you feel like you need to give them something rather than being able to just treat what you think is best for them, which often is doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything to say about
I don't know. My mind's on an operation that I have to go to soon, but
that?
those are the three things that make me have zero regrets with regards to going from dentistry to medicine. And, I pose to you the question, like, what is it that you want, right? Do you want to be autonomous, stable, and be financially okay to start off with? Or do you want a bit of a journey and, put in a lot of hours? And so it's really important. I think the answer isn't about what's better,
Mhm.
but it's about self awareness of what you really want in your life. And what's better is going to be different for everyone. So, here's a video about why you shouldn't do medicine. And also, what our interesting thing is on our Instagram, we put a poll and we had like 3,000 people vote on it. And it's really interesting to see what came first, dentistry, medicine, or neither. See you guys. We love you.